I've all planned it, don't be shocked. People around me, they know this, I'm a little bit more strict. But once I'm done with football, the paranthas, the pizzas, the burgers, the samosas, the chole bhatures. I'll have one cheat meal a day. Because there are a lot of days where I really wanted to eat something I didn't. When I'm done, at least for a year or two, I'll go crazy. खाने के बारे में बात मत कीजिए, पूछे क्यों? People don't like me after that. In sporting, I played 6-7 games, that too in change only. I wasn't a starter. But there I knew the better players are playing in place of me. There I was like enjoying it, giving my best positive. Eventually after the year, because I was 26 at that time and I wasn't playing enough, I chose to break my 4-year deal and come back to India.
There has been a drastic change ever since he's come back from sporting.
What happened was that his game sense had improved, for instance. He also worked on his body.
Here we go, let him know once again. Yeah, you see me coming in, gotta show him I'm a fighter. I've been holding it down. Who wanna go pound for pound? I got the title you wanna take, come and try to.
For a person of his size, he can't grow tall. So what he needs to do is he needs to work on his leg muscles so that he can time his jump right. You could see the beginning of all those things when he returned.
He realized that with his ability of never giving up, of always chasing lost causes, of picking up these nuggets from different footballers that he shared a dressing room with, he realized that he can put together a package that has never been seen before in Indian football.
I can't stop, no, I can't quit. I won't run, I won't be dismissed. Yeah, if I got a shot, you know I'm going for it. So tell everybody that I came to win. You know I'm taking it higher.
He had come back from sporting on loan to Churchill. And those 5-6 games that he played, I think it was one of the best seasons he had with Churchill. They won the league.
People say Churchill brother that year they won the I-League for the first time. It was due to this man only, Sunil only. The Churchill brothers, all the owners, they were chasing Sunil like anything because they wanted him to be their captain again for the next year also.
When GSW decided to invest into Indian football by bidding for the team in the I-League, the owners wanted to have the best players in the country. But for me, that was something which I felt that just having the best players in the country would not definitely give us the championship. But what I knew was that since such a big group is investing into the sport, they want to make some noise about it. And I just requested them that if that's the reason, then why not Sunil Chhetri, because he was the face of Indian football.
Frankly, when I started getting involved, realized that Chhetri is too big a name to come to a club which has never been in football, to come to a city which has not had a professional team in 20 plus years.
Before that decision, he must have, thought hundreds of times whether I should continue with Churchill or go to this club.
But they had a vision. You know, when we were discussing, we were not sure. And it was my first year being an agent. So my knowledge was also very limited for me to able to decide what he should do.
He's hopped clubs. He's hopped clubs for the first part of his career. So that tells you about a person who's not kind of settled.
I think the project just came at a time when he needed a spark. He needed somebody to just, stoke the fire. Give him that new sense of purpose. Give him that ambition.
After calls, after many other discussions with the club, Chhetri was sold, and he's like, okay, no, I want to do things a certain way, and I like their plan, and I like their approach, how they want to take things forward. And that's when we decided that, okay, let's sign for Bangalore FC.
When I signed here first, coming from Churchill, I never thought I'm going to end up staying in Bangalore for 9 years, but I've completely enjoyed it. And I hope I can enjoy it for a long, long time playing for BFC.
I don't think there could have been a better marriage than Chhetri coming to Bengaluru. I know a lot of people say he could have gone to Kerala or the Northeast, but just in terms of the football knowledge that Bengaluru had, and they wanted to associate with a club like BFC, it just came at the right time, I think, just when they needed something to whet their appetite.
Bengaluru FC entered the I-League under Sunil Chhetri's leadership. The newcomers went on to become one of the most successful clubs in India.
Chhetri's got a very competitive streak, and when I say very, I mean I'm putting it mildly. He wants to win everything he plays, and if you beat him at a game that he hasn't played, he will ask for time off, train, ask for a certain number of days, and then come back and challenge you to it and beat you so badly.
He's a fighter. He's relentless. I think if you play a game of Ludo with him on a phone, I never have. I've heard of people who have. If he loses, he will be a sore loser.
As an outsider, I can tell you, this family has some idiosyncrasies that are quite dangerous. So, competitive spirit is great. But ये मारने काटने में लग जाते हैं. And the point is that same thing has boiled down to, Mr. Sunil Chhetri as well, where everything is acceptable, but आप game छोड़ नहीं सकते.
We call it Khuni Ludo. It's only because whenever we play Ludo, and this is from the start, it becomes like an international event. First of all, we play like this will give me gold medal, right? And I have to win over everybody else.
But I find it a little bit funny when before anything, kids are told it's okay, don't worry about the result. Then why do you participate?
For all of you, those who are familiar with the rules of Carom, I mean, the scoring and things like that. So they were leading us 26-0 and 29 is game. Again, it's important to set context here. We were getting hammered and Chhetri was, he was wiping the board with us, and our team manager was Chhetri's partner in the game. Ended up hitting a rebound, and we were certain that the wrong coin was going in, which meant we would have won the game and got 6 points. But Chhetri kind of judged that, and he quickly halted the striker midway and said, "Nahi, aap yahan se khelo yaar." And the both of us, we just looked at him with drop jaw saying, how is that possible? He's played the shot. You can't stop the shot right now. And I said, listen, the score is 26-6. We won this game fair and square. You can't stop or halt the striker midway. End of story. And I kind of remember hitting the pockets of the carom board and all the coins coming on top. He didn't want to obviously hit me with the coins, but he flung the coins in anger. And the next thing I know is that one of the coins has hit the television and the TV is cracked. So half my screen's gone.
Most of the times when you're angry, you will do things that you're going to regret. Most of the times. Some of the times when you're playing a match and you get angry and that anger helps. Angry, you will do things that you're going to regret. Most of the times. Some of the times when you're playing a match and you get angry and that anger helps you to go and score a goal, that's welcomed. But otherwise, when you're angry, and I've seen with experience, you don't end up doing good things.
So next morning, Chhetri realizes the TV's cracked, says, come on, let's go for a drive. And I'm like, okay, fine, let's go get some breakfast for sure. The next thing we know is we've stopped at an electronics store and he's gone and bought me a massive television as a sorry. Yeah, that tells you about Chhetri and the carrom board and Ludo. And there's so many more incidents, but yeah.
I declare the Hero Indian Super League open.
Just the awareness, the reach, and the power of football in our country has magnified after ISL has come. I was still a player of BFC because BFC was playing the I-League. But just for those 4 months, there was an auction, and hence the lot of talk about that price tag.
This is an opportunity for Sunil Chhetri. Three around him, and the shot's into the net. The first goal is scored for Mumbai. Sunil Chhetri gets his first goal in the Hero ISL, India's record goal scorer.
A lot of people in Bengaluru who were watching a lot of European football were invested in clubs like United and Arsenal and Liverpool and Chelsea, wanted desperately to call something their own.
Lots of stories to tell about this. I mean, might look like this, but this is where we were born. This is why we are called the West Block Blues, because this is West Block A, and it is after this particular stand that we are named the West Block Blues.
People used to stand here. Nobody used to sit here. So that's the engagement. I'll give you my first experience of having met Sunil. I came to BFS to collect my season ticket. Those are, I still have it. And after collecting it, I happened to just come here to just see the stadium from up there. And I look to the left and I see Sunil and his father. I was just trying to be the fly on the wall. I heard what he was talking to his father. He was quite excited. He was describing the whole atmosphere. For a game, he didn't even start. That's the moment when I kind of realized that, okay, this guy has bought into whatever this club has promised him it would be. Till then, he was the national football player, this big star. That's the start of my fandom of Sunil as my hero.
Bangalore FC means family because I was here from day one, from the first brick, and we have seen ups and downs together. When I say BFC, Bangalore FC, it consists of each and every one of us who feel BFC as a family. And we know who we are, all of us. And again, it's a very strange, because we are a very young club, a very strange but a very nice, pleasant feeling. I feel it. I know a lot of people who feel it. सबको आदत हो गई है अब, यहाँ तक कि धर्मपत्नी जी, मेरी माता जी, सब में छेत्री बोलते हैं. So it's all right. प्यार से कुछ भी बुलाओ दोस्त.
No, my dad doesn't call you Chhetri.
Sunil, na?
Yes.
Yes. My father-in-law, he was my coach first. Father-in-law later. He calls me Sunil.
पर आप भी तो मेरे डैड को कोच बुलाते हो अभी भी.
So whenever I go to meet coach, even now, it's the same. We go, I'm chilled, and we'll start talking football after seeing her. And she was scared because she thought I was bluffing that I'm coming to ask your hand from your father. She thought I'm just bluffing. But anyway, she wasn't my agenda, so I ignored her. I went up, and Shaib came. Shaib is my brother-in-law, friend first, brother-in-law second. We're very close.
Actually, last night when I was actually talking to him, and he said that, Shaib, you have to do this interview. And I said that, hey, do you want me to speak the truth or do you want me to be polite? So he said, don't worry, dropping off all these secrets that I have. But yeah, I would like to spill some beans about him that people otherwise don't know. I mean, that day was the most hilarious day ever. He came all dressed up with a nice iron shirt and formal pants. Early in the morning, my dad's in his room reading his paper, having his morning tea. And I said, okay, let's go. I said, Dad, Sunil's here. Said, oh, come, sit down. And
My father is like, 7:30 in the morning, why are you dressed like this?
And he's very casual. He has no idea what's going to turn up. Like, Shaib, shorts de eke shorts dao. Let him be comfortable.
Yeah.
As usual, they kick off talking about football, this, that, what's happening in the tournament, who's playing well, who's not. And I'm just sitting next to them half an hour. I said, and they're talking football.
And then there was a pause which I was waiting for. I said, Coach, I'm here for something very important. I'm here to talk about me and Sonam. The moment I said that, the lights were off his face.
I just told him, like, listen, just don't go and say this first thing that, I know your daughter for last 13 years. Don't say this. It's a shock for a father that 13 साल से मेरे नाक के नीचे चल रहा था.
And my first statement was
this?
I know and love your daughter for last 13 years. Because protocol है दोस्त, पेपर में लिख के आया था. वो क्या बोल रही, कौन सुन रहा है? उस टाइम में मैं बोल रहा हूँ एजेंडा में था नहीं. तुम किसी लड़की के डैड से मिलने जा रहे हो. Man, as a man, I'm telling you, it's a different ball game.
He has been happy on many occasions, but getting married to Sonam was up there. After his interview right now, I was talking to him inside, like, the way you talk about Sonam, that's special.
And I think marrying her is one of the best decisions that I've taken in my life. Because it's an absolute blessing to live with somebody who is so beautiful and one of the best friends in your life. To sustain, to probably date a footballer for 13 years who wasn't in the same city, wasn't easy. It wasn't easy for her for sure. It wasn't easy for me. But the good part is after 18 years, we're sitting here, the same couch in our house. So we prevailed. But definitely it wasn't easy. The fact is, I'm a very average husband.
No, you're a good husband.
Man, camera कुछ भी बोल रही है आज यार ये.
आप इतना अच्छा बोला मेरे बारे में, कुछ तो बोलना पड़ेगा.
But generally, let's be honest, because he told me I have to be honest. I'm an average husband who has good days and bad days. Okay, but I'm a top player. So whenever the average husband has a bad day, the footballer bails him out. So I take a lot of leverage. But otherwise, I'm just a normal husband. But for whatever she does, I want to improve as a husband. And that's what I promise her every day. गलती करता हूँ, पर क्या सॉरी बोलो, आगे बढ़ो और अपने को improve करो. गलती करता हूँ, पर क्या सॉरी बोलो, आगे बढ़ो और अपने को improve करो.
they'd absolutely outclassed every opposition that season. I mean, they'd had a record number of points. I think 13 wins in that campaign, if I remember correctly. They'd lost to Chennai at home, but other than that, they'd not really had a blip anywhere. And I think it was just a team that was waiting to lift the trophy.
John Johnson. The speed of Udanta, the deflection, the goal! Wow! 1-0! Just after 8 minutes of the game, and the money man delivered the goods.
You have to understand the Bengaluru FC's fan base is huge, you know, and Bengaluru FC team, they always want to win the trophy in that stadium, you know, because that's for them, because they've never won in the stadium.
Chhetri scored. He's in the mood. They're 1-0 up. Kantirwa, West Block Blues chanting, big banners. I know there were lots of away fans as well. It can't go wrong from here. Surely it can't go wrong from here.
We dominated everyone, but we lost the ISL Cup final against Chennai at home, which was disastrous.
But there won't be extra time because Chennai can rejoice. They have come to Bangalore and delivered the most ultimate outcome. What was Sudan thinking of? To their team.
I have never seen grown-up men, and I'm not trying to sound cliche, but so many grown-up men cry ever in my life. And me being a captain, I was feeling so helpless because you can't do anything. You go home, your mom, your father, your wife, nobody's talking to each other. It's just the power of my career and my sports that our happiness and sadness depends so much on what we did in the 90 minutes. And to fail them, and to fail Bangalore fans, to fail BFC, and to see the whole year's effort go like this is why we cried.
I knew Chhetri well enough by then to go and not say anything because nothing will console him.
He doesn't accept defeat very easily, and he looks for ways to bounce back the moment he loses. So the moment he's lost is the moment he's planned how he's going to win.
The next day, he sent me a picture, and when I say next day, I mean the next day. He was at the gym, and he sent me a picture saying, the work to get this title back begins today.
Great ball back towards Sunil. Once another, once again an opportunity. Sunil Chhetri scores a hat-trick in national colours for the first time in 8 years. But it was always a matter of when and not whether he will get it. What a man, what a player, captain, leader, legend.
A lot of awards, winning the ISL, losing the ISL in the final, SAF Cup stuff, you aspire to win. But this, neither did I aspire to win this, nor was I thinking that I'm going to get it. This was just out of the blue. But the reason why I got it is something that I'm really proud of. To everyone who's not a football fan, please come and watch us. 2 reasons. Number 1, it's the best game in the world. And number 2, we play for our country. We'll make sure that once you come to watch us, you will not go the same person back home. To all of you who have lost hope or do not have any hope in Indian football, I request you, come and watch us in the stadiums.
I want to request everyone to go to watch the Indian football team play. Anyone who loves any kind of sport, go and cheer for the team in the stadiums because they're working hard. They're a talented team.
It's all right for an India cricketer to say that because cricket is the sport that matters. We won a football medal at the Asian Games in 1970. We are not going to win one in the distant future. And yet, here is a football player who takes to social media and asks the people of Mumbai to come over, and systems and the wheels start moving, and Mumbai responds.
The fans turned up after his rallying call to support the Indian national team.
And just to see the whole celebration, even though it wasn't the World Cup, even though it was our domestic tournament, But to see that was so satisfying.
Unbelievable achievement of 100 international caps playing in the blues of India. Chhetri with ability, it gets the hand of the goalkeeper, but it will not stop him from scoring in his 100th international cap for the Blue Tigers. Captain, leader, legend.
No matter who we play, there should be a hostile situation supporting us and making life difficult for the other team. And that's what happened.
We can be kind of a bit narrow in our perspective sometimes, where we only bothered about the sport that we play. But eventually we have to realize that it's a sporting community that matters, and people have to be interested and intrigued in all sports. So he made me realize the importance of that.
This is nice. That's why I kept it in display, even though this is not footballing reasons why I got it. This is more of a nice video that I've sent. So I'm also proud of it. This is amazing, man. Who would have thought?
But it is for football only.
Yes, indirectly, yes. And it did, I think the tweet did the job that I wanted to do. So yes, it was satisfying.
It's India taking on Kenya in the final of the Hero Intercontinental Cup 2018, and it's coming to you live. Sunil Chhetri! Sunil's getting younger by the day. He's simply India's greatest. Sunil's once again on the ball, and Sunil once again on the score sheet. Well, every time he does this for India, it's added to that endless highlights reel of his. There's just so much that you have missed. It's 2-0 to India, and Captain Fantastic once again writing his name when it comes to the final showdown.
It motivates you. One of my protocols when I am a little bit down in my life footballing wise is to watch Messi and Ronaldo's videos. And it's just like probably any fan in the world, I do it, and my wife is like, what are you doing? But I spend half an hour, 1 hour, 1.5 hours on YouTube just to watch their goals. Some of the fans go overboard and think about comparing, and the footballing fans who understand there is no comparison between the kind of players that we are. But I will definitely compete with them with all my might in terms of giving the best for the country. There, probably I wouldn't lose.
Watch it, absorb it, let it sink in. These are visuals for the ages.
It's not just about scoring. It's not just saying, I've got my goal for the day today. It's about making sure that the team gets over the line. The same for BFC. If you look at his goals in the Hero ISL at large, which includes Mumbai City FC and Bengaluru FC, I think 75% roughly would have come in wins. Chhetri is not about goals. He's not about individual landmarks, as a lot of critics would point out from time to time. Even if it comes in a losing cause, he will not be satisfied if the points have not come on the board.
The Hero Intercontinental Cup to the winning team, India!
One part was we again cried, but this time it was with joy.
Bengaluru can rejoice at their second attempt. They are the victors of the Hero Indian Super League.
And just the whole year, and eventually going from what a bad night, one of the worst nights in BFC history, to lose a final at home, and to go back this very next year to go to Bombay and win the final against FC Goa was satisfying. I think we all felt bigger than what we were.
Look who I have with me! Captain, leader, legend, Steve Perofans. How do you guys feel?
We feel top of the world.
Incredible.
17, we lost the league. 17, we get back after 1 year. Come on, BFC!
I think it was a nice moment for us to have, and it certainly gave the owners, something to cheer about, all the money and financial input they put into it, and also for the players that were there, guys like Sunil.
It's one of those moments which you will probably talk for a lot many years to come. It's just like a movie where you lose something and you think, I know what we're going to do. Not that we talked about, कि what, हम हार गए दोस्त, अब जाके prove करेंगे. But somewhere down the line, we knew the sadness, and every one of us pushed a little bit more harder to go that extra inch.
Sunil is an extreme foodie. I have seen him go crazy with food. I mean, he loves to eat. And the way he is right now amazes me. I don't know how he does this. It's like sheer willpower.
I know a lot of footballers look up to him and think, Chhetri bhai aa gaye yaar, thoda, biscuit thoda side mein kar lo, cookies thoda sa hata lo, let's not have that sugar, let's try and stick to a diet as much as possible. They still look up to him, even though Chhetri doesn't want to set that example. He has no choice because there are people who are trying to, tread the path that he's taken.
He's a big foodie, I'm sure, but he keeps telling me that, after football, I'm going to have one meal a day. I'm going to work out, I'm going to smash the gym and come back and maybe have a chole bhature. But I don't think he'll be someone who will be having a big belly and just eat and not work out. I don't think so. He's that kind of a person.
There's another friend of ours, Roshan. He's like, अरे यार राष्ट्रपति भवन आए, एक फोटो तो खींचो यार, फिर पता नहीं दोबारा आने का मौका मिले. Then Chhetri से साथ रखा, जब खेल रतन लेने आऊँगा ना, तब खींच लियो.
I didn't mean it. I don't like taking pictures. So when my work was done, मेरी family उधर फोटो पे लगी हुई है. अच्छा family का I understand, mom dad, मेरे दोस्त तो तुम्हारे सामने, मेरे दोस्त भाई फोटो मैं तो पागल है क्या? हाँ फोटो मैंने listen, दोबारा आएंगे राष्ट्रपति भवन में जब खेले तो चल. तो मैंने इसको ऐसे ही बोल दिया. Because at the time no football had ever got a खेल रत्न. There was no one close also. So I just said it because जल्दी गाड़ी में बैठ और निकलते हैं टाइप्स. दोबारा आएंगे. और जब दोबारा हुआ वो अमेरिका में.
After the onset of this ISL in Super League, काफ़ी बहुत ज़्यादा इम्प्रूव किया है इंडियन फुटबॉल ने. तब भी हमें खेल रत्न के बारे में उतनी ज़्यादा जो उम्मीद हमने नहीं बनाए रखा था. जब अनाउंस हुआ तो आप कल्पना कर सकते हैं कितनी खुशी होगी पूरे परिवार.
बहुत प्राउड फील कर रहे हैं कि छेत्री को ये खेल रत्न अवार्ड जो इंडियन हाईएस्ट स्पोर्ट्स अवार्ड है जो मिला है, और वो इंडिया का फर्स्ट फुटबॉल बना है कि जिसने ये अवार्ड जीता है या उसको मिला है.
श्री सुनील छेत्री को वर्ष 2021 के लिए मेजर ध्यानचंद खेल रत्न से सम्मानित किया जाता है. श्री सुनील छेत्री.
उसने ये खेल का ये अवार्ड जीता ही नहीं है, लेकिन आगे इंडियन फुटबॉल के लिए इसके लिए रास्ता खोला है. नहीं तो कोई फुटबॉल को जो इस लेवल का अवार्ड देने के लिए कोई सोच भी नहीं रहा था.
didn't become famous a year or 2 years ago, you know. With his goal statistics, goal scoring records, he became well known all over the world. Starting to work with Sunil, I had a great pleasure meeting him personally, enjoying his company, training him, enjoying minutes and hours on the training pitch, and witnessing how great person he is.
Sunil Chhetri! The savior, the messiah, India's best, far ahead of the rest, and one of Asia's greatest.
I think he's technically the most equipped footballer in India now. And proof of that is in his numbers. He sets standards in India for other people to follow.
Individually, he's always done great in terms of being one of the highest goal scorers. And as a team, he's always delivered for the national team and for the club as well.
He does inspire till this day. A 38-year-old who is, doing the max number of reps in bench press, every exercise, and sprinting the fastest. So that shows the kind of person that he is, leading by example, not only by his, talks, but by his actions. And that's Sunil Chhetri for you.
Now suddenly there's this huge social media monster that, that might add to the whole aura and say, who's the next Chhetri? And so to prevent that question from being answered too soon, you want to continue being Sunil Chhetri so that those questions keep getting sidelined as much as possible. If Sunil Chhetri exists, why look for the next one?
I'm quite sure that Chhetri is kind of a person, when the moment comes that he feels that he cannot be the best, he will retire.
Once I'm done with football, wherever that is, I'll have enough time to think, brag, boost, or whatever with all my stats. Till then, I want to grasp every bit of it because it's magical. I kind of play every game thinking that this might be the last game. Because I know this is not going to last forever. That's why it is more special. Once football is done, I can eat whatever I want, and then I'll have a nice courtyard, sit everyone who wants to listen because they'll be bored till then, and talk about all the stats and what happened, what did, all the anecdotes, all the funny bits. But right now, it's just about making sure I turn up and I give everything that I've got, because this, my friend, is not going to stay for long.
And once again, who else but him who delivers when it matters most?
स्कूल टाइम में जब मुझे इस तरह की जो इच्छाएं होती थी, तो वो इच्छाएं मतलब 10-fold में उसने फुलफिल कर लिया।
मैंने कभी सोचा ही नहीं था कि मेरा बेटा यहाँ तक पहुँचेगा, कभी नहीं सोचा था। मैं उस बच्चे की माँ हूँ, मैं किस्मत वाली हूँ कि इतना बड़ा चीज मुझे मिला है।
It's not something that I tell to everybody else. I tell this to only Chhetri, that I don't remember a day in my life that I have not been proud of you. Every time he does something, and I feel that, wow, this man. I mean, I'm so blessed to have him as my brother.
He's a brilliant human being. I mean, a lot of people know him as a footballer, which is absolutely excellent, but he's a brilliant human being if you come to know him. Like, if you ever get a chance to know him as a person, he's absolutely brilliant.
As fans, we'll always have your stats, we'll have YouTube videos and so on to, remember your greatness on the sporting field, and obviously all the stats. But how would you want to be remembered once your playing days are over?
Somebody who gave his best. Yeah, somebody who really gave his best. And that's what my career and my sport is. There'll be good days, there'll be bad days. But eventually, I would love for people to remember as a player who gave everything that he had. And I'll be satisfied.
Last question. What does football mean to you?
Life. Everything that I know about life, football taught me. And trust me, everything is there. Once you play football, you learn a lot about life. So yes, play football, play sports. It'll change your life. It did for me.
That's a wrap. Thank you.